everybody. I'm at Carey's Secret Garden in Dorset, and joining me today is the Lush team. It's Caddy and Ali, and Simon and Sarah from SOS, the Sumatra Orangutan Society. And SOS came to us a couple of months ago with a very stark message about the situation of orangutans in Sumatra. Sarah, what was that message?
Well, the message is really that orangutans have never been more at risk than they are right now, and that forests in Sumatra are still under threat despite the commitment and good work of SOS and other organisations over the last 20 years. There's been an amount of forest the size of New York lost, and without that forest, there isn't a future for orangutans or any of the other amazing wildlife that live in some of these most important rainforests on the whole planet.
Wow. So, Simon, you've been interested in SOS for a long time, and now you're on their board.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it about all this that drives you, makes you passionate?
The first charity pot donation was for SOS, for an orangutan, which I was really lucky to be able to go out and see in action in Sumatra. It was a tiny little van that did a lot of miles. And at the time, I think it was kind of like the library for OIC and who are their partners in Sumatra, and SOS. And it was just a very pivotal moment for me to go out to Sumatra. Back then it was 2006, I think. But also it was where really, I think, as a company, Lush started to understand about palm oil and about all the kind of nuances of deforestation, biodiversity, habitat, monoculture, sustainability, all of those kind of things. Really, SOS were the people to really break that ground for us. And so when we came back, that was when a lot of the palm oil campaigning started. And then obviously we've supported SOS through Lush for a number of different causes. And then, 18 months ago, I became a trustee, which I'm really proud to be.
We're really lucky to have you.
That's what they keep saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's great. But it is also at such a vital moment that despite all of that effort, despite all of the work everybody's been doing, there's still so much to sort of play for. And so I think that's why this campaign in particular is so prescient.
And Ali, when we got the call,
yes.
You joined the meeting, and this little character is what you've invented.
Yes.
So this is our orangutan bath bomb.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about him.
So this is a disappearing orangutan because it will disappear in the bath, but also because if the forest disappears, then so will the orangutans. So actually all of the profits will go towards SOS and the project that we are supporting. It smells amazing. It's Lord of Misrule, great fragrance. And it's also got a little ticket inside where you're going to have a link so you can listen to the sounds of the forest. So you can actually have a proper forest bathing experience with it. So yeah, I think they will disappear from the shelves just as quickly. So yeah, get yours.
Sarah, what's the main message you'd like to get across about the campaign?
Well, the campaign's all about connecting the Lush customers with the soundscape of the forest, but also actually connecting the forest itself. So the sales of the bath bomb will support a project in an area of Sumatra called West Toba. And this area is a landscape that we've identified through using satellite mapping and kind of drone footage, as well as boots on the ground experience of surveying and identifying orangutan populations. But what we've identified is that there's such a lot of forest loss here that the orangutan populations are at risk of being completely separated from each other. And we have to be able to ensure the orangutans can connect with each other so that they can breed healthily and feed properly and have enough space to live. So we have to secure this corridor. So proceeds from the bath bomb will fund us to protect and restore this strip of land to make a forest corridor between the two landscapes. And we'll also be working with communities, forest edge communities at the heart of the project to ensure that they get training in orangutan-friendly and regenerative farming techniques so that they can also make a living from non-timber forest products, businesses based on those kind of things. So yeah, that's the message, that's the key, is that, West Toba, forest corridors, orangutan populations. That's it.
And who do orangutans live with? What other animals would you find in that sort of forest area?
Yeah, so lots of amazing creatures also live in the Sumatran rainforest. So we've got Sumatran tigers, elephants, rhinos. In fact, the area of forest that we're working in is one of the only place on the planet where elephants, rhinos, orangutans and tigers, did I say that already?
Yeah.
Yeah, tigers still live together on the planet. So yeah, that is amazing. So hornbills, insects, tons of plants and trees. So it really is, a very important ecosystem.
And are those all the calls and noises that we're going to hear on our soundscape, which is hidden in our little orangutan?
Yeah, so the little ticket inside will have a URL on it. You can come through to the SOS website where you'll be able to hear a soundscape that's been recorded from deep in the Sumatran forest. So think bird song, gibbon calls, monkeys chattering. It's really awesome. The orangutan long call itself is something to be heard as well.
Can't wait.
So, Caddy, what about the ingredients in here? What's the relevance to the orangutans?
So we really wanted to make sure that we used regenerative materials from the same ecosystem. So we've got the amazing Lord of Mistral fragrance in there.
Incredible fragrance.
It is. Even though you say so yourself.
Yeah. Which has got a bit of a history.
One he made earlier.
We might do the perfume.
So you can really smell the sort of earthy patchouli in there. So we've got the Sumatran dark patchouli oil, which actually myself and Simon went to see. So every time I whiff Lord of Mistral, I get the image of us in with the patchouli and the smell, but with the forest in the background. So it's a really nice connection. So the patchouli comes from just on the edge of the Loisa ecosystem. So 2015, we started working with OIC, the sister organisation to SOS, to work with patchouli farmers, because that's the industry around patchouli in this region is really detrimental to the deforestation that's happening within the Loisa. So we strategically funded OIC to buy a piece of land in this area to act as a training centre. So OIC have been busy working with the farmers on training on how to avoid slash and burn, how to wean away from pesticide use. So basically the 60 farmers we work with really help to keep the forest intact, whilst also getting an income from patchouli. So it's a lovely story. And then we've also got kukui oil in there as well, which some people call it candle nut oil. So that comes from just over the waters in West Kalimantan. And we get that from Forestwise. So it's a really nice company who harvest wild harvest materials from the forest. So part of our strategy in buying is to try and source as many non-timber forest products as we can. So by doing that, we're protecting the forest because we're helping to support the economies of the forest. It's a really lovely oil. It's really it's quite a dry oil, so it absorbs really nicely into the skin, and it's full of fatty acids, omega-3. Yeah, it's a really lovely ingredient. So,
That's good for us in the bath and good for orangutans.
Yeah.
Sarah, is there any other message you'd like to pass on to the Lush staff while they're all watching?
Yeah, thanks. I just want to say thank you very much. The support from Lush is absolutely central to the success for this campaign and ultimately to helping stop the orangutans in Sumatra from going extinct. So anything you can do to help sell more bath bombs will be amazing. And make sure you definitely listen to the soundscape that you can find on the ticket inside the bath bomb, because it really is awesome to hear the sound of the forest that you'll be helping to protect.
So that's it, folks. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're looking forward to these coming into your shop as much as we are. And thank you. Happy campaigning.